Hello everybody, my name is Sage and welcome to this video everybody. In this video, we're going to be talking about the differences between the Ice King and the Poison Darts. And this has been a video I've been wanting to make for a while. Just know that before we get into this video, guys, we don't hate on either of the weapons here. We talk about like actual facts of the weapon. We get straight down to the bone. There's nothing that we like BS. We don't over exaggerate anything. In this video, guys, we are just talking about the straight facts. And we have some Ice King users and we have some Poison Dart users. So we have multiple opinions here. And we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of both so that we can make a unanimous decision at the end. So if you guys do enjoy this video, I'd very much appreciate if you could leave a like on and also subscribe to the channel because I do post videos every single day, guys. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this video, everybody. Enjoy.
Hold up, wait a minute, all good just a week ago. Crew at my house, and we party every weekend. So on the radio, that's my favorite song. Make me bounce around like I don't know, like I won't be here long. Now the thrill is gone.
Alright, so we are here to discuss whether the Poison Darts or the Ice King is better. We're going to be going over the pros and cons of both weapons. We're going to be talking about whatever one is flawed in a certain way, or we can be talking about what is newbie about a certain weapon. So we're going to be talking first about what your opinion is. So I want you guys all to tell me your opinions, and then I want you to tell me why. So we're going to start with Mr. Horseman here. Tell me your opinion on the Poison Darts or the Ice King, because you see... Seems like you prefer the Ice King there.
Honestly, I think Ice King is a lot easier to aim with when it comes to 3-cat spamming. And honestly, I think that it is more powerful than Poison Darts when Poison Darts is at the epic level. Once you upgrade Poison Darts to a legendary, I think Poison Darts then becomes more powerful because then it becomes a one-shot to the head. And I prefer the one-shot to the head challenges. It makes more challenges easier, and I think it also makes using the weapon more fun. But I think Ice King is easier just with using different loadouts.
Alright, so one thing to note that the legendary Poison Darts actually do not one-shot to the head, only the mythicals do. And even that is with the poison effect.
Newbie, I guess. And when you shoot someone and then switch to a different gun, and the Poison Darts hit them when you're not even holding them, it looks so nice.
Oh yeah, facts. That does look good. I understand. I've had that happen a lot. That looks nice. All right, Rip My Leg. You also like the Poison Darts here. What do you think about those?
The reason I like the Poison Darts is because I find them much easier to aim, and they're more skilled. And the reason they're more skilled is one, they don't have area damage like Ice King, and two, because they have a firing delay. So if you press the fire button like a split second afterwards, that's when the bullet actually fires. It's not instant.
Right, although it is hit scan, it does have a short firing animation after you push the button. And one thing to note as well is obviously it has that little animation, so you have to time that perfectly to be actually hit them, you know? So like I was saying before, whenever you switch, for example, from a weapon like the laser crossbow, it doesn't have input delay, but it has output delay. So if you switch from the laser crossbow to this weapon here, there's going to be a delay, unless you use the Poison Darts here. But one good thing to know about the Poison Darts, the reason why a lot of people do think it is more skilled is because when you shoot, it has an animation to go through before it actually does shoot. You do have to keep the crosshair on them for a good amount of time before they actually shoot. Obviously, it's not like a really, really long time, but I do believe you have to hold your crosshair like consistently on them for probably about like 4/10 of a second. And it might not seem a lot, but with the Ice King and most other weapons, it is you just push the button and it shoots right away. But with this one, you do have to track them for a second with the actual crosshair in order for them to hit. So yeah, that's something that a lot of people don't think about too often now.
Well, the hitbox is much smaller, so it's more skilled because you have to aim way better. And it doesn't have area damage, so people won't get very annoyed with it. And it's just fun to use. It's just OP weapons are pretty boring if you use them for too long, so...
Right, it makes it too easy, right?
Yeah, so just enjoyable.
Understandable. Okay, and last here we have Ink, who uses the Ice King here. So what can you tell me about the Ice King and why do you like it?
I prefer it over darts just because the mechanics for firing on the darts just don't make very much sense. And that little delay that it has, like you said, it's only like 4/10 of a second, but that is enough to get you killed.
Right, definitely, especially if you're fighting a really, really good player. Obviously, 4/10 of a second is the difference between firing 2 shots. Some people are able to fire shots so fast. For example, you could just go like this really fast, and that was only like 4/10 of a second. 2 bullets went off right away. So obviously 4/10 of a second, having this animation could mean the life between life and death. So that's something that's good to note here as well.
I will say that if you only spam Ice King and you only use the area damage, then you're just crap.
I agree. There's some
That I will
people.
say.
There's some people who use the Ice King to not hit people directly, but instead here I can show you. For example, there is a little of area damage here. You could see right there. Oh, and I even one shot you. I don't know if you had armor. But right here, I can hit you both right here if I were to shoot in the middle. Hit you guys there. And so, obviously, that's something that a lot of people tend to do. It does do a substantial amount of damage, even when you're not hitting them directly. And a lot of people tend to go like this, switch from this, and then switch to the ultimatum. Just get that double hit right there. And that's the kind of ultimatum use that bothers me. Whenever someone, for example, will go like this, that's just annoying. So that's just the only kind of, I don't mind if like someone direct hits me, because obviously that's a direct hit. And that's something that I want to talk about first. With the poison darts, like we talked about previously, just a little bit there, the poison darts have a little circular thing similar to the Ice King, but the Ice King does not have the little dot that is in the center. So if you do have the poison darts, if you would take a look at their crosshair, whenever they actually shoot, you can see there's a little dot in the middle. So when you shoot, your actual bullet goes directly where that dot is. Now with the Ice King, it doesn't actually have that dot. Now, does that mean that it acts sort of like a shotgun? Well, if you think about it, there's a weapon that looks very similar to the Ice King called the Soul Stone here, which I'll talk more about in a second. So what I was saying was, obviously we have this weapon here which looks pretty much like the Ice King, but you would probably think it was at first glance. But this weapon here is called the Soul Stone. Now here is what it does. It shoots a bullet, rather, that is a big pink thing that just travels really, really slowly, and it just keeps going like that. Now, with the Ice King is the same thing, except it shoots it on crack. It is not a wall break weapon. It doesn't go through walls, but instead it explodes on impact, which you can see right there. Because the bullet is so small that it's not too much bigger than like your average laser bullet. So hitting someone directly is basically the same amount of skill as it would take for both Ice King and poison darts, because whenever you use the actual Ice King itself, you use like the little crosshair thing, you put it over someone, you'll notice that the crosshair stays over someone's head, but only once you cross the middle of the crosshair does it actually turn red. Because right now, I have my crosshair like almost halfway on your head right now. And if I were to shoot it, I have no ammo. If I were to shoot it, it would not hit you unless I have it red, which is just towards the middle. So maybe this thing does have a little invisible dot that is in the center of it saying, hey, you're not going to be able to hit them directly unless you have them like the actual thing red. I believe with no modules on your armor, you can get, even if it's level 65 armor, you can still get one shot. And if your armor is not level 65 or like maxed out all the way, you can have it like a couple levels down and still have modules on it, and you can still be one shot by that. Now that's the same thing for the darts. You can be one shot to the head, and I don't believe you can be one shot to the body though. If you do get one shot to the body, that's probably because you have really, really bad armor. But you can see here, if I were to shoot, for example, one of you guys in the head, I'll just take you for example, you might either, you could die from the poison. Yeah, you die from the poison effect. Now, why is that? My poison darts are actually a mythical. They are not a legendary or an epic. I did take a lot of gems and upgrade them to mythical. Do either of you guys have the darts on epic?
Epic.
Go ahead, epic darts. Let's see. So that's epic darts?
Yeah.
That is crazy. I'm gonna die from it, I think. No, okay, I have really low HP. I'm on 9 HP now. So it does not one shot me. So that's pretty interesting. You have the mythical Ice King, you said. So go ahead and shoot me. I have pretty decent armor. So let's go ahead and see it.
About 50%.
So I have 36% health and 2% shield. That's because my shield does regenerate, because now I'm at 4 shield. So that left me on 36 HP, and that was a direct hit, right?
So that was direct hit.
All right, so direct hit leaves you at really high HP compared to the poison darts, because well, that was a body shot, right? Since it is an area damage weapon, it does the same amount of damage to the head as it will to the body. Now, for example, the poison darts here won't one shot to the body. Let me know what that leaves you at once the poison is done.
50. It is right now. Okay, it's still going.
Yeah, I have modules that make the poison last longer.
It's at 20. It's at 22 right now.
Right. Okay. So as you guys can see, the damage for the Ice King on mythical and the poison darts on mythical is almost the same. I believe you have magic modules on your Ice King, right? Yeah. So that could make a difference as well. I have kinetic level 6 or 7 on this thing, so they do pretty similar damage when on mythical, so their damage is pretty much the same, so that can kind of cancel out. None of them really have the upper hand. I mean, the poison darts does leave you like 10% lower, so that does kind of give a point to the poison darts, but since it's so close, I'm just going to count it as a null. Now, for 3-cat spam wise, one good thing to note about the poison darts is that it is the same as Ice King or basically the same as Ice King for fire rate, right? Or no, fire rate 20. But whenever you do the 3-cat loadout, watch this. You go like this, you switch, you do that, and then you come back to the darts, and you'll notice there's about a split second before like the blue thing. Whenever you shoot the bullet, like on any weapon, a blue little like spinning wheel goes around, and the weapon cannot shoot no matter what until that blue spinning wheel is done. So with both the Ice King and the actual poison darts, you can shoot them both in a 3-cat loadout, and chances are you will come back to them with about a like 0.1 seconds delay before you're able to shoot, and that's something that's kind of weird because you think that it's a middleman weapon and won't have any delay, but if you watch closely, you can see here it shoots right on impact right away, but you saw right there, once I switched to my darts, it took about a half a second-ish before it actually was able to shoot again, and the Ice King actually does the same thing as well. You can see whenever you switch to it, you come back, and look, I'm holding it, and it didn't shoot until like a couple seconds after. The Ice King does take a little bit longer for it to actually be able to shoot again. If you guys want to test that out in a rotation, just go ahead and try it out there. Whenever you do your rotation, you come back to the Ice King and it has to actually wait a second before it can shoot again. But the Ice King definitely has a much stronger wait time before you're able to shoot again.
If you're on the Spooky Town map and you're on the tent, the circus, and you shoot people from up and down, the Ice King could be very come in handy because the area damage.
Right, that's something to note about that. A lot of people do abuse the area damage of that weapon a lot. Instead of actually using direct hits, people will get up on high places like rocket jumpers, and they'll just spam the area damage on it in order to get kills so much easier. That's what people like to do a lot with the Ice King. One good thing to note, the Ice King has way less ammo than the poison darts do. The poison darts have double the amount of ammo that the Ice King does. And so that's obviously going to be huge. You run out of ammo really, really quickly. Same with the ultimatum. You run out of ammo so fast, you have to go look for ammo. With poison darts, it's not usually the case. You usually don't have to go through 23 bullets before you have to find ammo, unless you're trying to go for a really high kill streak. But on duels, for example, you would never have to get more ammo with the poison darts, because chances are you're not going to go through 23 bullets and before you actually have to reload again or get more ammo.
Poison darts is actually a test on them, and they can actually hold 99 bullets in this cartridge.
How much can the Ice King hold?
Ice
Like
King,
30.
it was like you can only hold like 30.
So the poison darts can hold up to 99 bullets, right? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
If you hit somebody in the head with poison darts, it does a lot more damage than just to the body. Even though it does do a lot of damage to the body anyways, you can shoot somebody in the head and it will almost every single time one-shot them in the head. As you guys can see here, this is just crazy. You just absolutely demolish people. The poison effect is just crazy on them. And obviously, the better modules you have, the better chance you have at dying at one shot. So that's something that's good to know. If you hit a headshot with the poison darts, it actually pays off. Unlike the Ice King, it will not do as much damage. So that's one thing that the poison darts. Another thing that they have up on the Ice King.
The poison darts have the slow down effect.
You don't actually move much. You don't actually move much slower though. That's weird.
Those.
Yeah, it definitely reduces the jump amount.
I've actually been playing with the poison darts for like 7 months, and I have never noticed it. I've been shot with the poison darts multiple times, and I think that the slowdown is so insignificant that I didn't notice, honestly. I literally did not even notice it. I didn't even know it had it, and I've been using poison darts for 7 months for my 3-cat, so yeah, that's cool to know too. It has the slowdown. What do you guys think now? We've done a lot of evidence here. Does anyone want to say anything about like the Ice King, that the Ice King has up over the poison darts that we haven't already said?
The no bullet time.
The no what?
Very advantage.
No bullet travel.
It has no bullet time. No.
Well, that's something that the Ice King does have up. Whenever you switch to it, as long as it's ready to shoot again, it is going to shoot right away.
If you're like doing challenges where you have to get a bunch of kills with special, poison darts is better because they have a faster fire rate and higher capacity.
That's true, and whenever you switch back to them, they're usually ready to fire right away instead of having a couple like milliseconds of, hey, you gotta wait before you can shoot me again. The darts have 85 mobility, so they're literally as fast as a melee weapon. That's something that's huge. And if you want to use like a regular mobility that, most people use mobilities that are 85 or higher so that they can move around faster, but if you want to use, for example, like the jet tenderizer, you could just have the poison darts like holding that out, because you can move just as fast as you could with the best melee. So that's pretty cool. That's something that I think it definitely has over the Ice King. So does anybody have anything to say about the Ice King before we move on to our final decisions?
The fact that you only need to upgrade the rarity once to get it to mythical. On darts, you have to upgrade it twice.
That is true. So you do have to spend a lot more gems on these poison darts here than the Ice King. I believe it's a whole 500 more gems than the Ice King to get it to mythical. All right. So does anybody have anything else to say about the Ice King before we move into our final have to says?
No.
Okay. So let's go ahead and let's take a vote here. That my personal opinion is that the poison darts are going to be more skilled, although the Ice King might be more practical. That's my opinion. No, we're gonna go ahead and let's see. Rip my leg. What do you think?
I think poison darts are much more skilled, but Ice King is more practical, and I see way more people using it.
You guys summed it up really.
I think poison dart is more skill based, but I will say that like to get the necklace of the Ice King, you have to get that in the trader's van. You're gonna spend around like 2,000 coins to get that now.
Yeah.
So I mean, poison darts I would say is more practical because that's like something you can get just in the armory for like 500 coins. So I mean,
That's true. It's super cheap, easy to get.
Yeah, I say it's better. Poison darts is better.
That's true. I didn't even take that in consideration. You can buy it from the shop at any time. You would never have to wait for a trader's van. And it's much cheaper at base price.
I'll go with the poison darts because it's just more enjoyable to play with.
I agree. For me personally, I feel way more satisfaction hitting a shot with the poison darts than I do with the Ice King, but that is just my personal opinion. Now, what do you have to say?
I'm still going with the Ice King just because it depends on how you use it, really. Like, if you're using it just for 3-cat and you're not using area damage, if, like, you're looking straight at the player, I would say the Ice King is better. But if you're only just spamming the area damage on the Ice King, then that's a different thing. That's like spamming the black hole.
True. That's okay. So, I think the majority of us here said that the Ice King is easier for 3-cat spam, but the poison darts might take more skilled. And we had one person, who says that they're about equally as skilled. What was that? Did anybody else just hear like a bomb go off?
I heard somebody fall down the stairs.
Yeah, I heard like someone. I heard someone push their grandma down the stairs for life support money, but I don't know.
I'm falling and I can't get up.
Oh my god, I've been recording for 32 minutes. This is going to be fun to edit. Anyway, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys did find it enjoyable or useful overall. We all came to a unanimous decision of the fact that the Ice King might be easier to use, although the poison darts are more skilled. Hitting somebody directly is probably equally as skilled, but with that area damage factor that people tend to abuse with the Ice King, it makes it a little bit unbalanced. So, direct shot-wise, I would probably say that they have around the same skill. And for area damage-wise, since the Ice King does have area damage, it probably makes it a little bit unfair. So, again, that's just our opinions. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. And I hope you guys have a great day, of course, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Hey, do you have Discord? If so, you should definitely join the official Rebirth Discord. The link to it is down in the description. As of right now, we have nearly 2,000 members who are constantly looking for people to play with in the Pixel Gun 3D community. When you join, you can have easy communication with me and everyone else, and it's definitely a really good place to socialize. You know, there's always people who are looking for people to play with. There's always a bunch of good vibes going on, and yeah, this is definitely a good place for you if you have Discord. So, what are you waiting for, man? Go join it.